Well, I'm down to one of the nastier jobs. Part of this whole project. I got a grind where I'm going to be epoxying my plywood reinforcement in. So I'll have to be getting all into there. And of course, when I came here today, there were some wasps that had taken up residence, so that was something to deal with. Plus, it is crazy hot. We're going through a little bit of a heat wave, so I rigged up this tarp to shield me from that. Alright, so before I get into the interior, those two holes are going to go away. So I'm going to go outside and feather them a bit so that when the plywood is attached on the inside, I'll then have the appropriate surface to build up fiberglass on the outside. That's the outside view of these holes, so I'm just going to feather around. This will be my implement of destruction. 60 grit. I didn't really bring a tripod or anything. Gives you an idea how I got on that side. Now there's no such easy way here. Here I gotta go up through there. Decided I'm too fat for that, so I'm taking the door off. Not a ton better, but better. That's a whole lot of boat. And a forklift. Alright, so I've been making some progress. This is how I'm sucking the plywood in from the inside as I'm screwing from the outside. I got 2 layers on right now. I can't really show the process because you know, that once I mix up the epoxy, I'm kind of going full bore to try to make sure I get it set up before the epoxy goes off. But you can see, you know, this is where I feathered it down, and then for these here, I started off having wooden blocks up here and putting screws to the wooden blocks to pull the first layer of plywood, and then for the second layer of plywood, I was able to use the first one to draw out the second one. I'll show you what it looks like on the inside here in a minute, but that's where we're at. And just with 2 layers, it's good and solid. Alright, so there's 2 layers in. First layer is split. I can't even find the seam right now, but it's one side or the other. It's not dead center. And then the second layer is split lengthwise, and then here, and then over there. And it's pretty rock solid right now. But, got 2 more layers to go. And unfortunately, I'm at a point where I need a person outside the hull, and I don't have anyone available right now, so I'm just going to do some cleaning up around the boat and have to come back later. Oh, something big jumped over there.
Nice. It's a nice flyby. Oh, nice. Did he get it? No. It's like a B-52.
Well, I'm getting really close. You can get some idea of what's been going on here. So this was the first layer of plywood that was brought up in. And since the first one was put in, I used this hole to drill through and clamp the next one, and the next one, and the next one. All 4 of them are in there now. I had some other extra holes, so now I gotta... This stuff's pretty tenacious, so I'll end up having to clean all that up, and I gotta fair this out. And what I'm actually getting ready to do now is test fit. This is my bracket. It's something I salvaged, and so I'm going to start off by just drilling these holes just big enough for the bolts to do my test fitting and everything. And if everything turns out to be right, I will oversize drill these, fill them with epoxy, and then come back and re-drill, and that way I'll have no wood exposed to the elements. So that'll be the game plan there. Yeah, I'll take you inside and show you whatever you can see from inside. So one other thing I wanted to show. So this little hole right here goes all the way up through, and what it is this right here. And that's something I'm going to work on a little bit before reassembling. You can see those inside diameters I just measured. Up top is 2.38, down bottom 2.42. This thing always had some slop in it, so I'm going to try to do some bushings or something out of some old bronze that I got. See if I can make something that'll work a little better. We'll see. Alright, so this gives you an idea what it looks like now in here. That's 4 layers. I don't have my light, so you can't really see all the way to the end, I don't think. Yeah, maybe it'll adjust. But that should be pretty solid. If I ever want to do what I hope to do down the line, I'll be cutting all this out and flowing this all up into there, cutting this out, clamping the motor there, rebuilding instead of this drain, which I don't like the way it runs. I don't know if you can see down there, it's a flimsy tube, and I don't like the connections. I'd rather have straight drains, 1 or 2, either center 1 or 2, probably 2, going back, good sizable ones, so that you know, if you ever took a rogue wave or something and filled this whole cockpit, you want it to drain fast, because that's a lot of water. And this thing here, just getting clogged with a couple leaves, has caused me a lot of problems. Basically due to my neglect, because I didn't come out here and check it enough, but it caused more problems than it should have, I'll tell you that. So anyway, yeah, so I mean, I have all sorts of plans down the road of what I'd like to do, but right now I've built a little cover plate that I'm just going to put on here, paint it white, screw it in, and just go from there while I use a bracket back here. And this right here is the top of that receiver for the rudder shaft. And so the rudder shaft comes up through here. There's a little fitting that goes on top, and it's got a crude just bolt through arrangement, and it's got a lot of play up and down, side to side. It's not ideal. You can see it has this old Zerk fitting that's pretty useless right now. should replace that. But it didn't do any good anyway. The way it was, it wouldn't hold grease. You know, that base is basically just wide open to seawater. Is the way it's been. It's lasted a good long while, but I'd still like to make it better. Alright, so that's as far as we got tonight. That is just dry fit. And let's see if I do this. I don't know if I do this with one hand. That's the low position. So 11 inches from the top. Almost wondering if it's too low at this point. I was worrying about it being low enough. I will say this. This water line is high. The boat typically set like right here. So we're going to have to find out how that works. I can raise it up with the existing holes, you know, about, what's that, inch and a half? Inch and a half. I'm about to get rained out here. Supposed to rain for the next few days and we got a hurricane coming. Ooh. That epoxy that bled out was much. Oh, it's seriously hard to get off. I got some fairing work to do. I'm getting there. But notice this has a slight tilt to it. Like I said, it was a salvage. I worked really hard on it trying to straighten it up. But I don't think I quite got it. Yeah, actually she's way off center. I'm not sure if I can live with that. What I mean is she's cockeyed. Not this way. This way.